really excited. Um, it's so important to make sure that, we are living this amazing life that we get to live and do it in a way that um, makes us happy. So many of us have gotten to a place where we just don't even believe that we can have what we want. And we truly can have it. We can have it, we can be it, we can do it. And absolutely, this 134 days of intentional law of attraction, writing it down, making the vision plain, has absolutely helped us all to really manifest some amazing things. Everyone that's a part of that 8 o'clock call is, man, I'm so excited because they think it's me, but it really is them. It's not me doing anything. It's absolutely them putting in the work, writing it down, making it plain, creating the vision board, writing the life statement out. I'm so grateful and happy now that my life is however it is. Writing it in the present tense has really helped people to really start to manifest their stuff. But the other side to that is sometimes we don't even treat ourselves right because maybe we didn't do this or maybe we didn't do that. And why is that? Why are we not giving ourselves the same grace that we ask God for every day? And so I really want you to think about being nicer to yourself. How can you be nicer to yourself? You deserve self compassion in your life too. We give all these people that wrong us and do all kinds of things to us, we give them grace, but will not give the same grace to yourself. Why is that? Why do you think you have to be 100% perfect all the time? And when you don't, when you beat yourself up and do all that, it absolutely will affect your mental health. And so, taking care of your mental health is not a one size fit all situation. You have got to be nicer to you. You're nice to everybody else, give everybody else grace, but not to you. And so we all have to find what helps us to work through our own individual struggles. But there's one piece of advice that we all could use, and that is to be nice to yourself. Our brains are always looking for the negative in every situation, just waiting for that fight or flight to kick in. And right now, that negativity may feel more present than ever with all of the news and all the shared stress of this pandemic. uh, Pandemic, scamdemic, pandemic, whatever this is, and then the war and the food prices and the gas prices and all of that. I heard a man yesterday say, everybody is not going to have 10 streams of income. Everybody is not a hustler. Everybody is not an entrepreneur. Some of us just want to work our jobs, come home, be with our wife and kids. That's it. He said, but I gotta come up with a whole nother 10 streams of income just to afford my rent and my gas for my car. And so all of these stresses come up. You might be spending time battling the self-criticism and not practicing self-compassion for yourself. But guess what? There's some good news. You can rewire your brain. You can rewire your brain. As soon as you start bringing positive emotions into your life, it's easier to feel positive automatically. And you can start to reverse the negative cycle. First of all, turn the TV off. Turn off the television. Stop listening. I know one thing, when my television is off, the radio too, absolutely. When my television is off or my TV is off and I don't hear whatever is going on, do you know as soon as something happens, this is what people do? Did you hear about? I know you don't watch the news, so let me just call you and tell you. The world will not fall apart if you are not connected to the television or to the radio. And I know why sometimes people don't want to have those things off, because silence is loud. We just talked about that this morning. Silence is loud. And sometimes the silence is too loud. And so you need to turn on the TV or you need to turn on the radio. You need to turn on something so that you don't hear the silence. But silence is good sometimes. Silence is good so that you can hear you. And so, with so much change in our lives, trying something new and different may seem so much outside your comfort zone right now, but being kind to yourself is so worth it. It's a nice thing to do for you. I know you want to have more money. I know you want to live in a better neighborhood. I know you want your business off the ground, but don't beat yourself up in the process. Be kind to you. How is it that you're so kind and so graceful to so many other people? But when it comes to you and you look in the mirror, you start beating yourself up about everything. Oh, you so ugly. You so fat. You got this and you got that. And you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And you said you was going to lose this much weight. And you said all these things that we do. And we just Who is that helping? And I hear it with my clients all the time. Well, you wouldn't understand. You don't know what I'm going through. As if the human race is different for for each human. It's not. We may not have the same things that we're talking about, but we all do it. Self-sabotage, beat yourself up, don't get out the bed, all that stuff. We all suffer from the same thing. But there's some basics of self-compassion. And it's not as hard as you might think. Actually, it couldn't be more natural. You just need to reteach yourself how to be as nice to yourself as you are to other people. There's some things that you say to yourself that you would never say to your friends. How is that even possible that you would beat yourself up worse than you would someone else? So, here are the basics of practicing self-compassion. First, treat yourself with kindness. Would you ever talk to your friend the way you talk to yourself? Would you say that to your friend? Probably not. With someone you love, you immediately comfort them without telling them to get over it. You don't tell them to get over it. Somebody call you up and say, "Oh, this is." You don't say get over it. Well, Kim and Lynn and Kemp did tell me to get over it last week. I ain't even gonna hold you. They did tell me to get over it. So that's like, yeah, you good today, but get over it. Yep, they did. They did say that. But with someone you love, you immediately start to comfort them. You don't say get over it. You don't say move on, right? We don't do that. Well, you deserve that too. You deserve that too. So it's important to know how to respond to your needs. That's the way of treating yourself with kindness too. So don't tell yourself, oh, get over it. You'll be fine. No. Go ahead, DJ Liz.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, but you really did need to get over that last week. We just was trying to change. It was like the red sneakers, Darlaina. Okay. But
Yes.
I just wanted to talk about that whole get over it, and sometimes we give the wrong, or I'm not going to say the wrong, but bad advice.
Yeah.
But we give it from a place of love. But when you're telling somebody, oh well, get over it, don't let it get you down, and I know not everybody probably watches TV, but there's a couple of commercials that are on. Nowadays people are talking about mental health, right?
Yes.
And there's a couple of commercials you may or may not have seen where the person is like depressed, or they're having issues, and then they show their loved one giving them like really dumb advice. and then it says, well, and it's pretty much to the effect that, okay, if you feel like this, and these are the responses that you're getting, you need to reach out to us. And I know of people who they have been in a bad spot, some to the point of being suicidal.
Yeah.
They're so depressed, being suicidal. And that wrong comment, although is made from a place of love, can be devastating. Can be devastating.
Yes.
And being a person that had suffered with depression on and off for years, somebody will go, oh well, that's why I'm in the church and blah 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 blah, and I never feel that way. You just need God in your life, and like it's like they give you advice, but in the process they trivialize.
Yes.
Your feelings,
Yes.
or whatever. I remember even one time on this call, I had put a particular thing out there, or and we were talking about this topic, and somebody privately inboxed me, like, they never get depressed and blah blah, and it kind of made me feel like they didn't get depressed because they had God in their life or whatever. And I'm like, when you have gone through that, and even when you're going through, a lot of times you don't hear the good information, or you don't hear the well wishes that people give you.
Yes.
And it's just so important, the things that you say to yourself, because I know that's what you're getting to. But
yes.
you have to watch what you say when you talk to yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes those quiet times are the worst times, because you get in your head.
Yes.
You get in your head, and not everybody's head is a good place to be.
Yes. And Diane says sometimes you need to tell yourself you're having a moment, but let it be that a moment and snap out of it. Some people can snap out of it, and some people cannot. So the same way your body breaks, your brain does too. And people don't understand when somebody is having something mental, and it's like it's like it's like a broken leg that you can't see. If someone's leg is broken, you say, oh, let me help them because their leg is broken. But when their mind is broken, you can't see it, and you don't give them the same compassion. You don't even give yourself the same compassion, because you are saying, why am I this way? Why am I having this experience? And there's things that some people need to do. Some people need medication to be right. These chemical imbalances that can happen can really happen. That's what schizophrenia is. That's what OCD, all these things that happen, they happen in the mind, they happen in the brain. So these are real things. We're not talking about that type of mental illness. There's things that you can do for that holistically too. But it's very important to know the difference, especially not telling yourself to get over it, and darn sure shouldn't be telling nobody else to get over it, especially if you know that they suffer with mental illness. Because mental illness is just that. It is illness.
That's the part right there.
Exactly. Diane said having a genuine, safe support system and spiritual community helps. Absolutely. But God can't fix. No, let me not say it like that. Because you have a love for God does not mean that you do not suffer from mental illness. And you need prayer, absolutely. But you might need medication or herbal supplement too. You might need therapy to talk about it too. People will suffer from post-traumatic stress syndromes. They've been in an accident and something happened and now they can't get in cars anymore. Prayer helps, but prayer alone will not fix that. So it is very naive and very unloving to tell somebody who's suffering from mental illness to just pray about it. So be mindful of those words, because those words are not helpful. And think about it. If you put yourself in the shoes of that person, is that the thing that you would want to hear? And before those words fall out of your mouth, good and doggone well that you shouldn't say them. So don't say it to someone else, and definitely don't say it to yourself. And so in treating yourself with kindness, that is part of it. The same way that you are comforting others, you should be comforting yourself. It's so important to know and respond to your own needs. Don't press it down. Don't ignore it. Because by pressing it down, there's only so many compartments that you can press things down to. And so you press and 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 you press, and eventually there's no more room. And so the next thing that happens, you explode. And then people say, well, why that happened? Well, what was going on with her? Don't press it down. That also speaks to the emotional healing work that I do. So many people are so afraid to feel. They press these emotions down. They hold on to them. The emotions take hold of them and they show up. The heartbreak and the heartache shows up as heart disease. Your deep grief and regret shows up as cancer. Your invalidation of yourself shows up as migraines. This not letting go of bad things that happen to you shows up as digestion issues. So it's important to allow yourself to feel and let go. Feel and let it run its course. Don't hold on to it. Don't tell yourself, oh, you are grown up. Suck it up, buttercup. Don't suck it up. Cry and release it. Yell, scream. I got this new modality that I'm doing with my clients that come to the house. I got these plates with these markers, and then they write on it everything that they want to release, and then throw the plate at the wall. Blah! Ooh, breaking stuff. We're not allowed to break stuff. Who said we could break stuff, Darlaina? Go to the dollar store, get you one of those white plates, get you some permanent markers, Write down everything on it that you want to release: fear, anger, hurt. I don't know, whatever comes up. Write it all on the plate and then take a picture of the plate so I can see it. And then find a brick wall somewhere and throw it. It's going to feel so good and so relieving. And when they come up again, break it again. Yes, you could write it down and burn it too. Have a whole bonfire. You know, Diane says that trauma can be long lasting, but isolation makes it worse. Allowing a person or yourself to know that they or you are loved no matter what helps. Absolutely. We all feel things. We all feel things. We all feel happiness, sadness, anger, whatever emotion it is. When you're feeling alone, remember that you're also attached to a broader community of people that have experienced something similar. AKA, lots of people have been there before, and we're here with you. And that makes me think about my mentor when I was in foreclosure and losing my house. And I'm crying and I'm just like, oh my God, I worked so hard for it. And she leaned in and she asked me, Darlaina, do you think you special? I do. Well, you're not. You're not. Do you think you're the only person that been bankrupt and lost a house and lost a car and lost a job, lost a marriage? Do you think you're the only one? You clearly are not. And guess what? You're going to be fine, just like every other person who has had this experience. Do you think you're the only one? You think you're the only one that got crazy kids? You think you're the only one that got a spouse that you can't get along with? You're not the only one. Somewhere in the Bible, it talks about everybody having the same experience across the whole brotherhood. You're not the only one. And all you got to do is pick up the phone and ask for some assistance. And when you get somebody on the phone, they could tell you. But if you isolate and stay in the silence, you are left to your own thoughts and thought processes. That's not it. That ain't gangster. That's not gangster. Use your lifelines. I do all the time. That's how come I got told to suck it up, buttercup. But with love, with lots of love sprinkled in. And so give that to yourself and understand that you're not the only one, that somebody else has experienced the same thing, and give yourself the same grace that you give all these other people in your life. Somebody could come cry on your shoulder all the time. They can come tell you all their stuff. But when it come to you, you like, suck it up. You fine. You the strong one, remember? How many people in here is the strong one in their family? Raise your hand. How do we get these titles? The strong, she's the strong one. She can handle anything. Doesn't matter. She always comes out. She's the strong one. And if something's wrong, you just go right ahead and just dump on her because she's the strong one. Or dump on him because he's the strong one. They always got it. They're fine. How about we ain't fine? How about we ain't fine? How about we going through it too? So focus on you. This is This one is really all about mindfulness. We know that word gets thrown around a lot, but how are you actually supposed to be more mindful? All it really means is you are aware and are focusing on whatever you're doing, thinking and feeling. A lot of how we feel about ourselves is automatic, and we usually don't even know that we're doing it. But when you're being mindful, it means you're focusing a bit more on why you're feeling what you're feeling. It also means figuring out what you are directing your attention to and how you're paying attention to it. And are you doing it with acceptance and openness and curiosity? Or are you trying to force yourself to do better and punishing yourself when it feels like you aren't? Somebody don't have nothing to do but play with the stuff. But once you start noticing, hold on. I don't know what they talking about. I don't know. Oh, here we go. You pressing all kinds of buttons.
Pressing buttons.
But yeah, your buttons popping up on my screen. Stop pressing buttons, sir. But once you start noticing those small things, your perspective starts to shift. Notice how you are thinking about situations, noticing how you are um doing whatever it is that you're doing, and accept it, be open about it, be curious about what could be done about it, but don't force yourself to hurry up and do better or punish yourself when you aren't where you think you should be. Because what are you gauging it by? Who are you gauging it by? And so now that you kind of get the idea of what self compassion is, sometimes you got to work a little bit to get that positive self talk going. So I'm going to give you a couple of ways to start practicing self compassion right now. You ready? I know Laverne ready because she already, where's she at with her pencil and her paper? I know she got it. I love her. I probably can call her for all the transcripts for everything I ever talked about. I love that. So the first thing you're going to do is treat yourself as a friend. Treat yourself as a friend. How do you speak to a friend or family member? A lot of times when we talk to ourselves, we say things that we would never say to another person. So pay attention to those things that you're saying to yourself, especially when you're having a hard time or you feel like you made a mistake. Take a minute and actively think about how you would talk to a friend in the same situation. You probably wouldn't say you're stupid or you're a failure or you should just give up. So don't say it to yourself. When you step back and look at the situation from an outside perspective, you'll probably be a lot more gentler with yourself. So if you feel like something's not right or you feel like you made a mistake, treat yourself as your friend. And what would you say to your friend in the same situation? It's already all right. You got through it the last time, and the last time, and the last time, and the last time, and the last time. And guess what? You're going to get through it this time, like every time. You're fine, girl. Go outside for a walk. You all right. Go get you a glass of wine. It'll be fine. Better yet, go take a nap. We all about naps on our call. One of the ways, one of the when you're talking about the law of attraction, and if you find yourself attracting a bunch of things that you don't want, the way that the law of attraction stops is by going to sleep. So take a nap. If you find that, oh, I woke up this morning, I had an argument over here and an argument over here, and this is going and this is going, take a nap. Take a nap. And if you find yourself you're not in a place where you could take a nap, then it's 17 seconds. Take 17 seconds to close your eyes and think and align yourself with all positive energy and everything good. 17 seconds. And then after that 17 seconds, you do another 17 seconds. You do 17 seconds 4 times for a total of 68 seconds to realign and readjust yourself. It is very okay to take a nap. The next thing is supportive touch. And this is so powerful. Your skin is incredibly sensitive, and physical touch actually releases rather, oxytocin, making you feel calm and safe. One example of this is focusing on your heart. So take a seat, put your hand over your heart, and just hold them there. And then take a big inhale and exhale. And repeat the breaths a few times, and you'll most likely start to feel better. It's all about comforting yourself when you need it most. And there's always, give yourself a hug. When we say this hand on this shoulder, this hand on this shoulder, and just squeeze, just give yourself a hug. And then the next thing is try the loving kindness meditation. The loving kindness meditation is an easy way to send love to yourself and to feel connected to something bigger to yourself. You just repeat this mantra, focusing on yourself first and extending to others in an ever widening circle. And you just say, may you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe or free from suffering. And may you live with ease. And you can continue to hold your hand over your heart while you say it. May you be happy. May you be well. And the you is you. May you be safe and free from suffering. May you live with ease. Happy, well, safe, and free from suffering and living with ease. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe and free from suffering, and may you live with ease. That just makes me feel good saying it. I'm going to say it one more time. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe and free from suffering, and may you live with ease. That's so heartwarming to yourself. Absolutely. Ho'oponopono absolutely is a great one. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. That's always a good go-to, the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And that's to yourself or anybody. And you can do the same thing. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. All of that. All of that all rolled up into one. The next thing is write a letter to yourself. How many times this letter to yourself keeps coming up? Maybe one day y'all gonna do it. Writing this letter is an easy way to reflect on things that are causing you stress and give yourself another chance to be nice to yourself. Write a letter to yourself from the perspective of an unconditionally loving friend or family member. And this can really be helpful if you're stuck on a certain feeling. It forces you to ask yourself, how would I talk to somebody that's struggling with this in a loving and supportive way? And writing it out gives you a chance to read it, reflect on it, and respond to it as if a friend is speaking to you. It's so important to do that. And some of the letters that I've written to myself, when I go back and look at them and what I was experiencing in the moment, I'm amazed by how far I've come. These letters um, become milestones in your life because life is happening and we really not keeping track of it. And that's how come you can forget that God showed up for you the last time and the last time and the last time. And so just know that taking the time out for you, and it may take you 15 minutes, it may take you 20, may take you 30 minutes, but do it. Do it anyway. Do it for you. Take the time to do it for you so that you can show up for the people who love you most. Write it. And just absolutely write this letter in a loving, supportive way. The same way that you would for anyone who called you and said that they were suffering from something or that something's going on. I know we talk to each other a lot of us do. And we support each other all the time. So all I'm saying is that the same support that a lot of you have given me, give it to yourself. Oh, Darlene, it's going to be fine. It's all going to work out. We already see it. We see everything. We see you. You got this, girl. Walking by faith and not by sight. But having a community of people that will remind you of how important the work is that you're doing. And the next thing is give yourself a break. Just give yourself a break. We're all living in a time of so much change and uncertainty, and self-compassion can a self-compassion break rather can really come in handy right now. It can be hard to catch ourselves in the middle of negative self-talk and instantly shift to something more positive. So try scheduling a self-compassion break into your day so you can begin to put it in practice. So take a few minutes, maybe twice a day, and repeat this mantra to yourself. This is a moment of suffering. Suffering is a part of life. May I be kind to myself in this moment, and may I give myself the compassion that I need. That's it. And pretty soon, you'll start believing your own words. Just keep at it. This is a moment. And these moments are a part of life. May I be kind to myself in this moment. And may I give myself the compassion that I need. And you can use whatever word. This is a moment of suffering. This is a moment of turmoil. This is a moment of unhappiness. Whatever it is, this is a moment. And these moments are a part of life. May I be kind to myself in this moment. And may I give myself the compassion that I need. And that's it. And let me just say this. What self-compassion isn't, and it's important to know that self-compassion isn't self-pity. It definitely isn't pushing all of the negativity out of your thoughts and denying that you feel that way. It's not that. It's about acknowledging the challenging things that are happening and recognizing that fact that it's just that challenging. And we all have those moments. So it's not about good or bad, successful or unsuccessful. It's about focusing on moving forward, loving yourself through it, so that you can be through it and get through it. There's still going to be moments where things are going to happen and you're going to feel a way. They happen to us all. But it doesn't automatically define who you are as a person either way. So give yourself some love, give yourself some self compassion. Take the time to, one, um, treat yourself as a friend. Do the supportive touch, give yourself a hug, put your hand over your heart, say the words. Do the loving kindness meditation. May you be happy, may you be well. May you be safe and free from suffering. May you live with ease. Write a letter to yourself the way that you would to a good friend or family member that was going through something. And give yourself a self compassion break and just say, this is a moment. These moments are a part of life. May I be kind to myself in this moment. May I give myself the compassion that I need. And that's it. No self pity, no self loathing, just really loving yourself through the moments and giving yourself self compassion, being nicer to you because you deserve to be nice to you. You deserve people to be nice to you too, but it starts with you. It starts with you. You know, people hear us how we treat ourselves all the time. They see how we treat ourselves all the time. And you are to be the first indication on how the world is supposed to show up and treat you. So give us a good example of you being nice to you. Show us how you treat yourself. Give yourself the same grace that we ask God for every day. The grace that we give to other people. Give it to you. Break some plates.
Not the plate.
Not the one with the lemons on it, though.
Yes,
You gotta go-
exactly.
you-
Hold on, Slim. I got some paper plates you can break.
No, paper plates don't break. You need
I
glass.
know.
You need
Precisely.
no, you need glass plates and you need to write out whatever you want to release and put it on there. That is truly a modality that I've seen a bunch of people use. There's a place in one of my friends, you know, I don't even know where I saw it at. I think I saw it on TikTok. Yeah, that's where I saw it at. And then right after I saw it on TikTok, one of my friends sent me this place in Texas where you can go into this place. They have a punching bag in there. You can come in there and punch the bag. They have the plates. They have, yup, dollar store glass. Absolutely. Well, I think it's $1.25 now, Laverne, ain't it? What's happening? The dollar store ain't the dollar store no more.
What about the rage place?
The who
Have
place?
you heard of those? It's where you go and you just take out your frustrations on whatever's in the room, and they fit you up. They put you like in some coveralls. They give you goggles, and you go in there with a baseball bat, a sledgehammer, and you just tear up everything in the room.
Okay. Well, I think that's what this place in Texas is doing, but on a more
Calm level.
yeah, more calmer level. Because I don't know that I would want to even host a place that allows that level of anger. Because sometimes people can't pull themselves back. So I don't know. I think that's a fine line, but it sounds very interesting. Sounds very interesting. But absolutely, those outlets are there. We just need to use them. We just need to use them. So just really just have some compassion for yourself. Be nicer to yourself because you deserve just that. You are the person that's providing everything for you in your life and those who depend on you. So give yourself grace, be nicer to yourself, and use the modalities. Back to you, Mr. Satchel.
You know what? You wrong for that one. Y'all better go ahead and give us some love. Give us some love. If y'all can't give up no love for yourself, dang dammit, Dick, give it to her.
I'm clapping. I'm giving you a round of applause.
Wow. They go Rakisha. She got a dance in there. What?
I can't see you.
I love it. At the end of the day, today is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Y'all can open up y'all mouths and just say hi, thank you, give her some love. Just give it up. Open your mics. Your mics you got available. Can I open any mics up today? Or do I got y'all locked in?
Girl.
I think I got them locked down.
You got them locked in?
I think I locked them down. Now you gotta lock them down. You know what I mean? All right, go ahead. Y'all can unmute yourselves. Go ahead. Give it up for Darlaina.
Way to go, D-Rose.
No, you're the
Guess what? I'm giving myself a hug right now. Yeah.
All right, Queen D.
Thanks, Darlaina.
To hear every word of it.
Thank you,
Because it's what we
Darlaina.
do not do. We don't love on ourselves enough. So thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Be kind to you. Be kind to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Great stuff. Great call. Thank you very much.
Love you.
Oh, I love you
Have a great
too.
day. Good morning.
What
all.
do I do with all this love?
That's love, ain't it? All right. So listen. Now that we're here, and it is very imperative that everybody takes heed. Listen, I can't even tell y'all the importance of what she just talked about today. And when you say this, a lot of these things are hooked up on other ways when it's connected. We'll say frequencies, energies, levels, smiling, laughing, giving love to somebody else. You got to learn this is so important.
Yes.
Like I'm telling you, when you start loving yourself, watch this. There's some things that ain't going to resonate that way. So this is what I came up with yesterday. I was talking and I says, man, I know I can't work the job. Do you follow what I'm saying? Like I can't go and work for nobody. I would not. And I know that's not going to mix where my spirit is today. Just like you said, when you start talking about the levels of anger,
yes,
you'll get places that you can't get back from.
yes.
So the same thing when you're talking about your money, your energies and things like that, don't be asking for nothing that you're not willing to give. So I found out the love had to come back to me first. Mm-hmm. You got to love up on you first and then give. You can't just constantly expect somebody to love you. Love yourself and then expect.
Yeah.
I guarantee that's going to work out for you. So the things that she was saying to each one of you, how many of y'all know when you're doing when you see yourself doing something good, for someone else. Did y'all hear what I just said?
Oh.
Thank you. When you see yourself doing something good because there's always someone out here, God dang, that's worse off than you are.
Mm-hmm.
So Darlaina, I don't know. Here we go. Number 8. We on a mission here. You on a mission.
Oh yeah.
We 8. And you guys, if y'all don't hear her today, hopefully you'll hear it again, because I can guarantee you. Thank you. Just saying that.
Yeah. And we're no longer my 8 o'clock call is no longer public. You have to come in the room in order to be a part of it.
So how do they get there? They want to go.
So the law of attraction call is in my Zoom room. My Zoom room is the meeting ID is 215-690-1128, and the password is 1234.
215 what?
690-1128, and the password is 1234. I can't be taking time to be letting people in. Take too much.
I know.
But if you're crazy, I will kick you out and permanently ban you, right? We talk about that all the time.
Oh my gosh.
But
Thank you. Thank
welcome.
you, Therese. We love you. And when you can do this, ladies and gentlemen, just see yourself. See yourself being that giver. See yourself giving that love. See yourself in your harmony. See your love and see yourself in the peace. Mr. Donaldson, it is so good to see you, brother. And that's all I can tell you. That's my boy. Listen, he gave me the cigar the other day. I got a cigar that I had. Oh my God, brother. We're gonna talk about that.
We ain't talking about
No, we had to listen. It's not that time, Darlaina. Bye. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all better take control over your life, because if you don't,
I get a timeout.
hey, listen, Darlaina gonna find a way to get to you. Come on, you hush your mouth, Hobson. See y'all later for real. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
Everybody, great day. Thank you, Barry.
Oh goodness. Lord.
Oh my God, I was so worried you were going to see that. I was fucking calling the people around you weird because everybody was coming up to you and shoving their phones into your ass. And I was like, just look at her with your eye. Internet is trying to divide us. They don't understand that you're my baby. Oh my God, I was so worried you were going to see that. I was fucking calling the people around you weird because everybody was coming up to you and shoving their phones into your ass. And I was like, just look at her with your eye. Internet is trying to... Oh my God.
Ain't no stopping sunshine. Ain't no stopping me. Ain't no stopping all the love that sets the people free. Ain't no stopping.